The Newsline.
Hello and welcome back to People's TV. In the darkest hour, Winston Churchill, portrayed by Gary Oldman, finds himself in the midst of a tense war cabinet debate over Britain's future. Some, led by Lord Halifax, push for exploring peace negotiations with Nazi Germany through Mussolini as a mediator, convinced that continued resistance could mean the nation's ruin. Churchill, burdened by the gravity of the moment yet unwilling to bend, finally explodes with the unforgettable line, "You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth." The image is stark and unyielding, a vivid metaphor underscoring the futility of negotiating with Hitler, a ruthless predator already prepared to devour Britain. Unfortunately, history continues to teach us that we never learn from it. The West's latest move to recognize a sovereign Palestinian state has confirmed this once again. On September 22, 2025, at the UN General Assembly, France, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, Portugal, Belgium, Luxembourg, Malta, Andorra, Monaco, and San Marino formally recognized Palestine as a sovereign nation. In the months leading up to this recognition, President Macron argued that granting Palestine statehood would strip Hamas of its justification for continued terrorism. Yet the assumption is tragically flawed. As Winston Churchill once declared, "You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth." Today, these European leaders have failed to realize that they are attempting to reason with the monstrous force of radical Islamism, while the entire world is already clenched between its jaws. In the meantime, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, along with numerous other world leaders, has issued statements condemning the United Nations' move to recognize Palestine as a sovereign state. "I have a clear message to those leaders who recognize a Palestinian state after the terrible massacre of October 7th. You are giving a huge prize to terrorism. I have another message for you. It will not happen. There will be no Palestinian state west of the Jordan River. For years, I have prevented the creation of that terror state, against tremendous pressure, both domestic and from abroad. We have done this with determination, and with astute statesmanship. Moreover, we have doubled the Jewish settlement in Judea and Samaria, and we will continue on this path. The response to the latest attempt to force upon us a terror state in the heart of our land will be given after my return from the United States." He further emphasized that for 3,500 years, Judea and Samaria have belonged to Israel, even though the region has been renamed the West Bank. Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina has also condemned the move, issuing a formal statement. He said, 80 years after the end of World War II, where over 6 million Jews were killed by the Nazis for simply being Jewish, the so-called civilized world is rewarding modern-day religious Nazis with an arbitrary Palestinian state designation. He sharply criticized the decision by the United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada to recognize a Palestinian state, calling it a dangerous reward for terrorism that undermines Israel's security. Danny Danon, the representative for Israel at the United Nations, also has issued a statement condemning the move. He has said, "The defeat of Hamas and the end of the war will not be achieved by performative speeches at the UN, but by the sustained pressure and activities on the ground by the State of Israel." The UN's move has been widely condemned and rejected by many Israeli politicians, who have declared that this recognition is largely symbolic and confined to the paperwork at UN headquarters. "We shall continue to settle civilians in Judea and Samaria, also known as the West Bank, thereby reaffirming Israel's sovereign right to the region," they further stated. In conclusion, as we emphasized earlier, the leaders of states who recognized Palestinian statehood made a profoundly absurd claim, asserting that this move would help defeat Hamas. Contrary to their statement, Gazans and Hamas militants celebrated the recognition in the streets, sharing video clips of their festivities on social media. While Hamas has not issued a formal statement, it has declared this development a defeat for the State of Israel. How, then, can Macron claim that this decision serves Israel's welfare? Both he and the UN seem to believe they can deceive the world as Hamas has deceived them. These actions are not supportive of Israel, they serve to embolden radical Islamism while masking the true intentions behind this recognition. If this report helped you see the situation on the ground clearly, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to People's TV, where truth has no agenda, and facts speak louder than spin.
Subscribe us for more details.